Hey there. Ever have one of those moments in the garden where you feel like you're doing everything right? You're watering perfectly, the sun is shining, you've even used fertilizer, but your plants just look, well, sad? We've all been there. And today, we're going to crack that case wide open. It's so frustrating, isn't it? You pour all this time and energy into your garden, you follow all the advice, but your tomatoes just won't plump up, or your roses seem kind of weak. It's a super common problem, and trust me, it's probably not your fault. This is the question that haunts every gardener. You start wondering, do I just not have a green thumb? But I'm here to tell you it has almost nothing to do with luck. It's all about science. That's right. The real culprit, the key to this whole mystery, is something you can't even see. It's hiding right there, under your feet, in the soil itself. And today, we're going to bring it into the light. So let's meet our prime suspect, soil pH. I want you to think of it like a gatekeeper for your garden. It stands at the door to the pantry and decides which nutrients get passed along to your plants and which ones get locked out. So what is it, really? Well, soil pH is just a way to measure how acidic or alkaline your soil is, on a simple scale from 0 to 14. Anything below 7 is acidic, anything above 7 is alkaline, and 7 itself is perfectly neutral. This one little number has a massive say in whether your plants can actually eat the food you're giving them. And this right here is the magic window, the sweet spot. Most plants are absolutely thrilled when their soil pH is somewhere between 5.5 and 7.5. Why? Because in this range, all those crucial nutrients are unlocked and ready for your plants to soak up. But what happens if you're outside that range? Well, if your soil gets too acidic, certain key nutrients get locked away. And if it's too alkaline, a different set of nutrients becomes unavailable. Either way, it's like the pantry door is slammed shut. Your plants are literally starving, no matter how much fertilizer you throw at them. And that is why you need to test. All right, so how in the world do you figure out your garden's secret number? Let's walk through 4 different methods, from the super scientific to the incredibly simple. Think of this as your official diagnostic toolkit. First up, we've got the heavy hitter, the digital pH meter. This is what you use when you want a precise, no-nonsense, no guesswork number. Now, it might look like a little science experiment, but it's pretty easy. You just mix some soil and water, give it a good shake, and then let it settle. After you calibrate the meter, here's the key part. You want to dip the electrodes into the clear liquid at the top, not into the muddy stuff at the bottom. Do that, and you'll get a super accurate reading. Don't have a fancy digital meter? No problem at all. Our second method is much more visual. It uses chemical indicators to give you a really solid estimate of your soil's pH. For this one, all you're going to need is a little bit of soil, something called a universal pH indicator solution, and the color chart that usually comes with it. This is actually kind of fun. You just put a bit of soil in a bottle, add a few drops of the indicator, and give it a shake. You'll see the soil start to change color. Then you just play a matching game. Find the color on your chart, and boom, you know your approximate pH. Okay, our third method is a close cousin to the last one. It works on the same principle, but instead of a liquid dye, you're going to use a special piece of paper. So you'll make another soil and water solution and let it settle. Then you take one of these little paper test strips and just dip it into the clear liquid at the top. The strip will change color, and just like before, you match that color to the chart that came in the box to get your pH reading. Easy peasy. And finally, we've got a test that anyone can do, like right now, with stuff you definitely have in your kitchen. This is a super basic test just to see if your soil's generally acidic or generally alkaline. Remember that baking soda and vinegar volcano from science class? It's basically that. You make a little mud pie with your soil. In one sample, add some vinegar. If it fizzes and bubbles, your soil is alkaline. In a separate, fresh sample, add some baking soda. If that fizzes, you've got acidic soil. And if nothing happens in either test, you're probably sitting in that neutral zone. It's not precise, but it's a fantastic starting point. So there you have it, 4 ways to play soil detective. The big question is, which one is right for you? Well, it really just comes down to balancing accuracy, cost, and how much effort you want to put in. Let's break it down. The pH meter. That's your most accurate option, but it takes a little more work. The color cards and pH strips are a fantastic middle ground, pretty accurate and super easy to use. And then you've got the vinegar and baking soda test. It has the lowest accuracy for sure, but you can't beat the price or the convenience. It's totally free and takes 2 minutes. And just like that, you now have the tools and the knowledge to stop wondering what's wrong and start actually diagnosing the problem. That shift from guessing to knowing is incredibly powerful. And this is why it's such a big deal. Check this out. A problem with your soil's pH can look exactly like your plants are sick or being attacked by bugs. Without a proper diagnosis, you could end up wasting a ton of time and money trying to fix the wrong problem. By testing your soil, you're taking that critical first step. You're moving away from guesswork and into the realm of informed action. You're not just a gardener anymore. You're a soil scientist. And that, of course, leads us to the biggest question of all, right? Okay, you've done the test, you have your diagnosis. So what's the cure? How do you actually change your soil's pH to get it back into that sweet spot? Well, that's the next exciting chapter in your gardening journey. For now, take what you've learned, go test your soil, and get ready to unlock the secret that's been hiding right under your feet this whole time. That's all for this explainer.